What do you think is the best way to approach evangelism? The best way to approach evangelism or evangelization, don't agree with me on this, but I think the best way to approach evangelization is to stop talking to that person about God and start talking to God about that person. Listen, this is incredibly important. You can't convert anybody. You can't do it. I can't convert anybody. I can't do it. If somebody converts because of what I say, it's because God moved me and made me get out of my own way and made me get out of his way so that he could work through me. That's all it is. Mother Teresa says that she was a pencil in the hand of the Lord. Obviously, she's a free human being. She has free will, and God respects the human nature that he created, and he created human nature free. So she's not saying she's a slave or an inanimate object or something like that. But she is God's instrument, his free instrument, because God chose to use her as a channel of that grace. So if you want to convert your loved ones, the advice that I would give you is stop talking to them about God and start talking to God about them. Now, that doesn't mean if they ask you a question, "Hey, why do you believe in hope?" Answer the question. And as St. Peter says, "Be ready to defend the hope that is within you." Great. But don't go up to them and explain, "Hey, you're going to hell and this is why. Hey, you are incorrect on these doctrines and this is why." Don't do that. Let it be a little bit more natural than that. And also, I think that if you're living your life right and you're living your life correctly and you're frequenting the sacraments and you're praying the rosary, if God wants to save that person, if God has predestined that person, then they will see the goodness of your life and they'll be naturally attracted to it. I think it's Saint Augustine that talks about how in his preaching, he's preaching to save everyone, but only the predestined are listening and are hearing. So it's not your job to save people. It's not your job. Take that weight off your shoulders, put it on God's shoulders where it belongs, but pray for them. Pray for them. Pray for them earnestly, and if God wants to save them, he will. And if God wants to save them through your words, he will.